Greetings, Inquisitor. Welcome to the Holocron. This is week 3 in the Rise of Obticeo. I started this account January 1st, hit it with the Hyperdrive bundle, and I'm going to do weekly updates so you can follow along as I build this account and try to rise as quickly as possible through the new Grand Arena system. We're going to talk today about the account itself, the statistics. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time going into detail on how I'm going to relic my first character. Hopefully for some new players who may be new to the game, maybe doing the Hyperdrive bundle like this, you can see what I'm doing to get this character put up to relic level, and maybe that'll help other people be able to do the same thing. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the farms that I've chosen and how that's helping with the total gear plan for the account, and that'll wrap it up. So let's get into the statistics and take a look at how big the account's gotten after 3 weeks. We're over 1 million galactic power already, 1.03 million. We added 84,000 galactic power since last week, which is quite a bit. We still have 0 relics. We have 1 Zeta on Mon Mothma, and that team is getting us top 100 in squad. Even though crystal payouts for squads are gone, it still helps to have a higher placement so that you get more of the squad arena currency for the stores. With the fleet arena, we're using the Endurance now as our capital ship. The starting 3 are the Silencer 5s and Bigs. I've put some effort into the Vulture Droid and Ahsoka as my reinforcements. And we've got top 5 placements for the last week. We've got several number 1 placements and a couple seconds and a couple thirds. So doing really well with our little fleet that we picked. The project is still to try to relic that Kylo Ren unmasked within the first 5 weeks of the account. Next week's energy plan, we're going to work on the Hyena Bomber, Vulture Droid, the BTLB Y-Wing, the TIE Bomber, Piet, Mon Mothma, and then I've swapped out a couple of the farms. We were doing the Range Trooper and Jango Fett, which is also the node for the Hound's Tooth. We've stopped those 2 nodes and we've switched over to Resistance Hero Finn. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a while. But I do have to free up some energy to farm the relic materials for Kylo Ren Unmasked. So we are going to have to cut back at least by 1 of those hard nodes. Otherwise, I just don't have any energy to farm that piece. In Fleet, we're going to work on Anakin, Grief, and then the Gear 13 pieces. For Cantina, we're going to switch between the Signal data and farming the Geo Brood Alpha. We still have to get him up to 7 stars. He's only available in the Cantina, so we just have to do it, so we'll switch off. And then once we get him farmed up, we'll also have to work on Jedi Knight Anakin out of the Cantina in the same way. For mods, we'll continue to farm a mix of speed, defense, tenacity, also some crit chance mods to help mod the Geos early on. For the refreshes, we've run out of the Hyperdrive crystals, so 3 mod, 3 energy, 3 fleet. No daily Cantina refreshes. We'll just see how much energy we have. We'll save up a little bit, crystals I mean. And when the guild objective for the day is Cantina energy or spending any kind of energy, then we'll do 3 refreshes if we can. I think I'll get some extra crystals throughout the week, so I'm gonna target getting, let's say, 8 to 10 total refreshes throughout the week. That should be pretty good. And in the shop plan, we're going to use the Cantina currency to buy shards for 5s, for example, and just convert those extra character shards to shard shop currency. In the guild store, we're looking for Carbantes, Stark, clones. In the squad, we're looking for Newt, gear, and shard shop. We're not in a hurry to get Newt. Even if we built Newt, we wouldn't be able to gear him up anyway, so we're buying a few of his shards over time. We may have to switch this and start buying some prestige, especially if we want to get a second capital ship up and running. The prestige went quite quickly and we only have 1 capital ship developed, so that's something we may have to look at in the near future. Galactic War Store, we're working on Biggs's X-Wing. We're working on the Geo ships, and of course Poggle comes out of the Galactic War Store. We still have to get him to 7 stars as well. In Fleet, we're saving up the currency. Whenever we see Grievous, we're buying him. Whenever we see Sunfax ship, we're always buying that. And then if I have enough currency, we can look to buy the Umbran Starfighter and other Geos or Geo ships. In the Guild event store, we're just getting Malevolence with the Get 2 and saving the Get 1 for gas. In the shard shop, we're working on purples and Gear 12 gear only. So now let's switch on over and take a look. Let's take a cruise through the account and see what it looks like here in week 3. So if we take a look at the characters first, we've got 3 characters up to Gear 12 now. We've got Darth Vader to Gear 12. We want to put this Merciless Massacre on as our second Zeta. We're at 18 out of 20. So close, but we just can't hit that upgrade button yet. 2 more pieces, and we'll be able to get that Darth Vader Merciless Massacre applied. But for now, 1 more week of Grand Arena without it. Speed is up to 218. It's not great, but it's also not horrible. We've been working on mods, and you can see we've got some like this with 11 speed. We got 16 speed here, 9 speed, 10 speed, 9 speed. So we got a few with 2 rolls. Not very high quality mods, but better than some of the other stuff we've got in the first couple weeks. So off we go with Vader. Kylo Ren Unmasked, we've gotten 2 of the left side pieces and 1 of the right side pieces done for Gear 13. Here you can see we're all the way down to 11,000 credits, so we've burned up all the credits in the account. We're at 19 out of 20 on the second piece there. We're in good shape. We still need to farm up 25 of these, and we still need to farm up only 3 of those components. So we're on track. We may even finish up the Relic next week in week 4. It'll be close. We'll see how it goes. In terms of the gear, of course, it's going into those pilots. And if we take a look at where we've applied our efforts on mods, some of these characters, like the Phoenix, they just have leftover mods. We tried them. We put in 6 or sometimes 9 or sometimes 12. And we didn't get what we wanted, so we just kind of put the mods on these characters. And we leave them at 12. We're not going to take them all the way to 15. Darth Vader has mods that went all the way to 15. Palpatine has the mismatched mods, or let's say the unfinished mods. In Kylo Ren Unmasked, of course, he's got his to 15. You want to do that for all your pilots. Get them 5-dot mods and get those 5-dot mods to level 15. Fives is a pilot, same way, modded and taken to 15. Then here the Night Sisters have these leftover mods. Normally we'd be selling those mods, but for right now we don't have anything else, so we can just go ahead and put them on characters. We did get 2 Geos modded. We got the Spy and the Soldier with their starter mods on. We've got the Brood Alpha with some kind of mods on, but we haven't been able to finish them out to 15 yet. Again, we're broke on credits. Some of the Jedi got some leftover mods, so there you go. And we'll try to mod Mace Windu a little better next week and try to get him 5-dot mods for the capital ship as well. We're locking down gear on the Geos. We're working on them as fast as we can. We're held up, of course, by this Mark 6 Hypo Syringe. That's a tough piece in the early game. Carbantes are a very tough piece in the early game. So those 2 pieces are holding up a lot of these characters. But we'll just work our way through it over time. We got Poggle up to Gear 8 as well. We've got Sunfac at Gear 7. And already at Gear 7, Sunfac wants Carbantes and Hollow Projectors. So these Geos will take some gear. But we're getting started with them. That's where we're applying our gear, just to the pilots, to Geos, and to Mon Mothma. They're getting all the attention. You can see that the ships are coming along. We've got several of the ships up to 4 stars already. The Silencer here is at 44,000 galactic power, roughly. We finished out most of the skills. The Biggs's X-Wing, still only 5 stars. We haven't even got the 6th star on this yet. But we've got a Gear 12 Biggs in there, and that helps a lot with the durability of that ship. Fives, similarly, still a 5-star ship. And Fives has a super greedy gear tier, so it's going to take us a while to work through that. Sunfac ship's only 3 stars, and we're still working on leveling that up to 85. The Vulture droid we're using as a reinforcement, so we did take that all the way to level 85. And we certainly did finish out this Discord missile as soon as we could. That gives buff immunity, and that's how we're going to deal with the Hound's Tooth early on. We bring in the Vulture droid as a reinforcement, put the buff immunity on it, and then kill the Houndstooth. Here's our endurance. We've got it up to level 85. We maxed out the alt on it. We've got the other relevant skills up to level 7. We can't finish those out to level 8 until we get the 7th star on that ship, and that comes from events, so it'll be several months before we get that. I will have to save up 800 crystals so that the first couple times the event comes around, I can do a refresh on it. And we'll try to push that capital ship to 7 stars pretty much as fast as we can. Top 100 in squad, you can see I'm rank 6 in fleet, but of course that's not during my climb. So I'm getting good placements in my climb. In terms of the actual layout here in fleet, we've gotten up to 4D on hard nodes. We've completed all of 4. We're up to 5C on normal nodes. And we're working that progress very slowly. I know that I can't get past 5E yet, or at least I suspect that I can't, so I'm not in too big of a hurry to unlock those other 2 nodes. Light side, we've made some progress, but again, I don't need the light side nodes unlocked, so we've been doing that slowly over time when we have extra energy. Carbonite 5, we've got 1329 skill rating. We need 1450 to go up to Carbonite 4, so if we win all 3 of our matchups, I think there's a chance we'll go up to Carbonite 4. All right, that wraps up the account review. So let's go now into some stuff about farming, and we'll talk about relics and hopefully be able to help some people out who may be looking to get an early relic if they're new to the game. So the first thing, if you want to relic a character early, you really need to lean on your shard shop currency a lot. And to do that, you just take a character that you already have at 7 stars that you already bought out of the shop, and you just buy more of that character's shards. Those overflow shards then go to the shard shop for a value of 15 shard shop currency each. Ships go for 38 per shard. So that's how you feed the shard shop. It's a collector game, so if you're new to the game, if you're just starting out, you do have this tendency to feel like you just need to build a bunch of characters to 7 stars. But that's not really the truth. You can't possibly gear up all those characters at the same time. There's a select group of characters that you can gear up. And while you have a project that you're working on and you're gearing up those characters, you can get other characters lined up and ready to go. But it does you no good to continue to buy all of the characters out of these shops when you know that you can't really level them up and gear them anyway. If you look at my account and take Newt, for example, out of the squad store, if I were to just go ahead and buy Newt right now, how would I level him? I haven't even got all my Geos to level 85. I don't have enough currency to get their mods to level 15. So with the credits being the limiting factor on building up your characters, it really doesn't do you any good to continue farming all kinds of characters to 7 stars. So what you do instead is you get these few characters that you're actually going to invest gear in, and then you take these currencies and you feed them to the shard shop, and we're going to use that currency to get us this first relic, I think, quite quickly. So the efficient way to get that first relic, if you look at the characters going from gear 12 to gear 13, the left-hand side, this is what the gear pieces look like. They are all 30 of a particular type of gold gear, Mark 12 gold, and they're a combination of 2 of these purple pieces that take 20 each of those. So it's 30 of the gold piece and 40 of the purple piece for each piece of gear that you lock down. If you look at the shard shop, when I go into the shard shop, the first row is the gear 12 plus pieces, you'd call it. The second row is actually the row that's at the top in this picture, and the third row is the row with the pulse modulators. So if you look at that second row, it's got these bayonets in it, and that's one of the pieces that you would have to collect 30 of to make a relic piece. In the third line here, you see these 2 purple pieces, and those are the pieces that you're going to use to combine the 40 pieces that you need for the purple gear. So if we just focus on this shard shop, we don't have to farm any of this stuff. As long as we can buy 30 of the appropriate thing from line 2, and 40 of the appropriate thing from line 3. We build those pieces with no farming, no energy spent, no hassle in the game, nothing. Just be patient, wait for the shop to give you what you need. And you can see within 3 weeks, just knowing what I'm looking for and using this shard shop, I've already completed 2 of the pieces for Kylo Ren unmasked, and I'm very close to completing a 3rd piece for him and having all of that stuff done. And I will not have farmed a single scrap of any of it, just purchased it out of the shard shop. Now, in the past, on the next line down in the shard shop, the 4th line, there were always carbantes and stun cuffs and stun guns, and I spent shard shop currency heavily on that, and I would farm the gold gear for these pieces. But since the gear changes have given us enough of the stun cuffs and the stun guns and the Mark V droid collars, things of that nature, I don't buy them out of this shop anymore. And that frees up that shard shop currency then to buy also the gold pieces and just make this even that much easier. Just to prove a point, I looked at my Loquitur account, the other account that I document, and today I had bought all 3 of those pieces on the Loquitur account as well. So I do that on all my accounts. That it's the way that I believe is very efficient to relic these characters right now with the way that the game is set up. So even though, and in this instance, you can see I have 162 of those med packs, and I'm still purchasing them. And that's because those med packs are used, and some characters have 3. I think there's one character that even has 4 pieces of gear that use the med packs. So if I were to try to relic that particular character, you could need 120 or even 160 of these med packs for one character. So even though 160 looks like a lot, it's just 4 groups of 40, and it's really not that much. So that med pack is really the rarest piece. I believe that I buy that med pack every time it shows up, no matter what. And if I don't have the currency for it, of course, I can't buy it. But as long as I have currency, I'm going to buy that med pack. All right, so if we look at the gear on the right side for Relic, it looks a little bit different. It has 3 pieces. The first 2 pieces, it's going to be 1 piece that's 50 shards of a particular type of gear. It's going to be 2 gold pieces that are 20 each, so that's 40 shards of gear. And then the 3rd piece that you see is a combination of some kind of common gear and more of that purple gear 13 stuff that we looked at in the shop just a moment ago. And that's the image that you see down at the bottom. It shows that 3rd piece for this fusion furnace is made up of a set of stun cuffs, 50 stun cuffs, and then again 40 of those med packs. What we're going to farm out of here, we're going to farm those gold pieces, and those are farmed with fleet energy. So if we farm these 2 pieces with fleet energy, we'll get a stun cuff from the challenges over time. Just got to remember to save that stun cuff and use it here. And then we'll buy the med packs out of the shard shop, farm up the stuff for the fleet currency. If you look at the final piece, that's the lowest piece on the right-hand side, for the injectors, they always need a handle component of some kind. And in this case, we're going to farm up the handle component as well as this Mark 12 data pad. In some cases, you'll need to farm a HoloLens, and I think some of them take the fusion furnace. But you'll have to farm those pieces for fleet. The handles farm for regular energy. And then it takes Chirotechs, either the computers or the shock prods. If it's the shock prod, we farm it. If it's the computer, I always use my Grand Arena currency. And I pretty much only buy Chirotech computers with Grand Arena currency. And that way I never have to farm those computers. But if you're not far enough ahead on the computers, you will have to farm that part. So this, what they call the finisher piece, that really that's what you have to farm. You're always going to have to work on farming something for this piece. But okay, so if you get that under control, then you're only farming the gold pieces on the right side and whatever we need for this collector, and then you're done. right? We're buying the rest out of the shops. And that's what I'm doing on Kylo Ren, and it's going quite well. So now I want to talk about some of the hard nodes that I've selected for this account. And really, some of it was intentional and some of it was unintentional. And that's why I made the switch to this Hero Finn node. Now, I said at the start in my plan that I wanted to see if I could get around to getting Finn, Hero Finn, and Hero Poe. That trio has been fantastic on my main account. I've got BB-8 unlocked and R2 unlocked, so I can just get those characters going, put them in with Finn, Poe, and have a five-man team. So I started out farming Piet. I wanted troopers anyway. That also gets me the Hero Poe. So, hey, what a good node. And then I noticed that it also has these Mark II Bactigels in it. And those are a piece that when you're trying to level up characters at low level, sometimes you can run out of those Bactigels, the Mark II Bactigels. So it's nice that we've got one of our hard nodes where we're getting that material, so we won't run out of it. And we get Piet for the troopers, and we get Resistance Hero for that team that I wanted to build anyway. So then I took a look at Resistance Hero Finn, and I got reminded that that node also has Snow Trooper on it, which gives me another trooper if I want to use it. It also has the Mark VI syringes that are a problem for us, and it has Carbantes. The Mark IV detonators break down for bronzium wiring, and the Mark I Carbantes break down for carbonite. So this node gives relic materials, Carbantes, the syringes that we want, and two characters that we can use in the early game. So, you know, what a fantastic node. So that's why I swapped out to that node. My eyes got big. I got a little bit greedy. I said, man, that's a good node. It's characters that I want. It's gear that I want. It helps take the pressure off those Mark VI syringes. So we put that into the routine. We've also got this node with the BTLB Y-Wing and Wrecker that also has the Mark VI syringes on it. And so in that regard, then, I'm getting even more. It's got the Mark III detonators that can sometimes be a problem. And then it's got more pieces that break down for relic materials. So again, what a fantastic node overall, great. And then if I look at the Hyena Bomber, that node has the Jedi Consular ship on it, so you get two ships for the price of one. I don't know if I'll build the Jedi Consular ship. I've considered it, and I will continue to consider it. And perhaps I'll decide to build it. Jedi Consular now under Qui-Gon Jinn, any Jedi can, can hit hard enough to be on the Qui-Gon team. He is Galactic Republic, so I could build a Jedi Consular and his ship because I'm farming it anyway. So it's an interesting idea, and we're going to see where that goes. This has the Mark IV comlinks on it. Also a problem for trying to get your characters up level is in the early game. And then, of course, stun cuffs, which are good, and then more materials that you can break down for relics. So just by chance, I feel like I picked, four of the nodes that I picked are just fantastic hard nodes, and they're going to help me solve some of these gear problems for the gear that I'm not getting enough of elsewhere. So pretty cool deal, something to consider. So I recorded my progress here, and then just to say that the Dark Side GOTB, the guild did decide to do the Dark Side GOTB, and my characters just don't have enough stars on them yet to put together a competent team. I can put in like Kylo Ren unmasked, Vader, and then Gear 8 Boba Fett or something like that I could get to 6 stars. So I don't really have a team that can even clear a wave yet. So it makes me sad. My Geos aren't in shape yet, so I'm gonna have to go through this Dark Side GOTB and just kind of throw off. But the next time we're in here, the Geos will be done. I feel like I could probably have some kind of trooper team up and running. I don't know if I'll have enough stars on the Piet by then to make it functional in GOTB, but we'll see. It'll be good. We'll be good for the next TB. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for watching. Remember, we've got little bit of a contest going on right now to try to get more subscribers into the channel. So please leave a comment below, like the video, try to get this pushed out so more people can see it. Get some more subscribers over here, and if we get 4,000 by the end of the month, we're going to do a couple drawings for gift cards. $25 gift cards, you can register for that over on the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description of the holocron down below. Just click on that, it'll take you over there. And you can become an Inquisitor and get signed up for that. Furthermore, if you change your in-game name to Inquisitor, like Inquisitor Obticeo, if you do manage to win, you'll double your prize from $25 to $50. We've got a bigger competition going on to try to get more subscribers by the end of March. So, if you guys could help me with that, I would appreciate it. Just a like and a comment, that's enough. Help get these videos rolling, get them more publicity. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next holocron.